Welcome back to America's Backroads. In today's adventure, we'll be going to Roan Mountain. Um, it's not far from here. It's real up close to the edge of Tennessee. It's up in the mountains, of course. That's why it has the name. I've never been there. It's about 60 degrees here, and I'm told that it's about 20 degrees colder there. I was thinking about bringing out the Morgan. There's, I guess, two basic reasons that I didn't. Um, One is that I haven't done the spring service on it yet, standard little things. And then the other one is that I like to keep the top down on the Morgan and the top up in the Ford. So it would have been kind of cool because if it's 20 degrees cooler up there, that means it'd be about 40 degrees. I don't know if that'll be the case this time of year, but we'll find out. Um, the other thing is sometimes my friends have been asking me lately. I've worn this jacket a couple of times, and they've said they asked me about it. The look of it, it looks like it's greasy or something, but it's not. It's made by Belfast, or it used to be. I don't know if they're still made now or not, but my brother purchased it about 40 years ago, and I purchased it off him because he decided he didn't want it, probably because it looked kind of greasy or something. It's for keeping the rain out. I don't think it's a real warm jacket. It's great for a day like today, but you're not going to find it real warm. Um, the other thing is that it's just a cool jacket. Like I was going to use it for motorcycle riding. Now, when I bought it off him 30 or 40 years ago, um, made in England. I don't know much more to say about it. It's called a Belfast, or the manufacturer is, anyways. So, um, like I say, I think it would have been great for riding motorcycles. It was about the time that I purchased this off him that I gave up riding motorcycles. Um, you know, had a tiny family or was planning on a tiny family. And um, by the time James came along, I decided to get rid of all my toys that would be a bad influence on him, the sports cars and the motorcycles. And I had a couple of motorcycles that were Triumphs. I had a lot more over the years. I think I had up to maybe 4 or 5 at any given time for years. And but the two that I kept that meant the most to me were the two Triumph Bonnevils. Well, actually, one wasn't a Bonneville. It was called a TSS, and they only made it for 1 or 2 years. Mine was a 1983, one of the last off the assembly plant in the Meriden, I think, assembly plant in England before it closed. They went out of business in '83, and then has since been brought back by different people. So that one was kind of rare. Both of them were rare, limited production, I would say, at that point. Um, the 8 valve was rare because they only made 112 of them that came to this country. So it was just like one batch that they sent over before they went out of business. And it was a very nice bike, very, very well made, great braking, great handling. I only put 1,900 miles on it during the time that I was caretaker for it. Um, and ironically, I sold it to a gentleman in Franklin, Tennessee. Oh my gosh, it must have been close to 20 years ago. And the other one, actually also fairly rare, but not as rare, went to Poland. And so they have a strong following of English bikes, I'm told, in Poland. So they actually had it shipped all the way to Poland. I thought that was kind of cool, too. Both of the stories were cool. The guy who bought it in Franklin, I believe, was a hobbyist as a machinist, probably quite good. I think he worked for an electronics company and or owner of the company or high up in it. I don't know. But in any case, today we're going to Roan Mountain. Get sidetracked a little bit, but sometimes people ask me about the motorcycles that I mentioned, what kinds they were, things like that. And so I can go ahead and tell you a little bit about that kind of stuff. But we're heading to Roan Mountain. Again, I have never been there, but I have told it's absolutely gorgeous. Almost an embarrassment that I haven't been there as of yet because I love things like that. And we're going to go for a nice ride up in the mountains today, not too far away, 40 or 50 miles away, I believe. We're going to take the old girl up here, the old Ford, And I love this car. I love my Morgan too. It's two things that are very, very important to me outside of family. So in any case, I hope you come along for the ride. I think it'll be fun. I really do. And I'll try to make it the best video I can for you, okay? You take it easy. I hope you have a wonderful trip with me. Please comment if you think I can improve on something. You think that you like something, you don't like something, whatever you want to comment on, I'm more than willing. If you have a question about the old motorcycles, I'd be glad to answer those. Although my memory's fading from all of those years ago. I had a lot of sports cars, and I had, I can talk about them too if you'd like at some future date. Take it easy. Let's go for a ride, okay? Thanks for coming along. Bye-bye for now. Okay, so we're on our way now, and I'm not sure how much background noise you're going to hear, but because we've got some revs coming up in this old flathead. But you can see from the scenery that it's a gorgeous trip up here. The leaves are just starting to come out, and I'm going to pull over a little bit and let people out, because that's the polite thing to do. I'm not going to go crazy on people. Okay, so we're on our way, and it's pretty nice. It's a completely clear sky. Still pretty warm out. I could see from up in the hills there's snow, because we have had some rain recently, and so it probably was quite a bit colder. I mean, it did get down to, I think, 29 degrees, or was supposed to one of these days real recently. So undoubtedly that's why they got the snow. Look at this in here. Is this beautiful or what? Oh man, I don't know if you guys can see all the farm to the right. I don't think you can, but it's gorgeous. Believe me, it's gorgeous. And there's a beautiful barn over there in the distance. Some nice houses up on gentle hills. Doesn't get much nicer. But you can see the trees up in the hill there, the top of the hill, and you can look right through them. Another couple of weeks, you're not going to be able to do that. As you can see, some of the trees in the foreground here, they're in pretty close to full bloom, you know, as far as the leaves are concerned. The trees in front of our house had little blooms on them, and then they went, now those are all fallen. In the last video, if you watched it, you probably could have noticed the little petals, from the white petals from the bloom, kept on falling down over the car. That would be the one where, which one was that? That was the one where I went to Johnson City, you know, the old historical Johnson City. So if you want to check that out and watch the beginning of that, I think you'll, if you look carefully, you will see some blooms falling down, and that just before the leaves come out. But it's always beautiful country. Look at these gorgeous hills. I just love them. It's really nice. And if you look in there, you'll see a lot of trees that have been fallen. Some of those are like, somebody might have gone in there and doing a road, is what it looks like to me in that one spot. But a lot of times there's natural trees just falling. And if you own any property here in Tennessee and you have a wood stove, you can heat your house forever just on the trees that have fallen. We have about an acre of woods, and every year, you know, trees that have to be taken out for one reason or another, or the ones that have fallen, gives us way more wood than we could ever use. We've got a splitter and everything, so it makes short work of it. But if you look up in here, if you look carefully at the woods around here, especially this time of year, because you can look into them, you're going to see a lot of trees falling. Just natural, you know. Trees get old and they fall. But if you look up in there, you're going to be able to see it. Sometimes if the tree falls and it's been dead for a year or something, the day it falls, it's perfectly good burning wood. It's what they call standing dead. So if it's standing dead and it comes down, boy, the day it falls, you can go chop it up and throw it in the fireplace. It's good to go, or a wood stove. We have a wood stove and we love ours. Oh. Look at this. My gosh. I think this is what they call a hollow, you know. It's a little valley between two small hills. State Forestry Forestry headquarters, Carter County. To me, this is just like gorgeous country. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. I feel so lucky to be able to call Tennessee my home. It's particularly eastern Tennessee, but it could be anywhere in the South, really. It's a remarkable place, gorgeous. The roads are fantastic. I couldn't think of anywhere that I'd like to live that would be more to my liking. Now, if the GPS hollers at some point, I've got it turned on because I'm not familiar with the area. Looks like we got a little town coming up here. I could hang out at places like that. I mean, I wouldn't have any problem at all. We got a kind of a late start again today. It always happens. You wait for the weather to warm up, and so you start moving around at about noontime, but then you get about noontime, and you do an intro to the video, and by gummy, before you know it, it's 2 or 3 o'clock. So when I guess it's not a little town. I thought it was.
Take the next right onto US 19E South.
We will take a right here as they have suggested. A little bit bigger road here. At least it's got 2 lanes going in the same direction, so we don't have to worry about people piling up behind us. I don't want to do 65, 70 miles an hour, and I'm happy with my 45 to 50, to be honest. But the one thing you'll notice about eastern Tennessee, and maybe all through the South, I really don't know, but the roads are really good. You don't have bad roads. There are other places that, that tax you a lot more, and man, the roads. Massachusetts has some of the worst roads. We went up there to pick up this vehicle, and I'm telling you, some of them are okay. I don't know what they do with their money that they tax you on, but they don't spend it on the roads. There's a lot of bad roads up there. And everybody complains about the roads, but nobody does anything about it. They have some good roads up there, but then others, boy, they're really bad. Okay, we're getting down to 1 lane. I'm sure glad those of you who decide to watch this video are coming along with me. I like the company. I like to know that somebody's watching, and I like to also to know if you'd like to leave a comment and let me know that you got something out of it or didn't or whatever it is. Please leave that comment. Now the little sub button I don't think is working. I got to fix that at some point. So you're going to have to sub manually on the channel if you choose to. Just thought I'd point that out to you. It's on my list of things that I gotta fix. People have been telling me that for a long time. I got a too solid subscribe button that doesn't seem to work. I gotta get a transparent one, I guess. Couple more weeks and you won't even recognize this. Look at the side of that hill over there. I mean, wow, it just goes almost vertical, which is very interesting. Different parts of eastern Tennessee are different. Where I live, there's a lot of rolling hills. But you get up here a few miles, and look at the side of that hill. Can you imagine trying to walk that? I don't think I'm gonna. I could, but I'd be pretty tired by the time I got to the top. Look at that on the right-hand side, all those pastures. You got an old farmers exchange on the left. Just past it, you might not have seen it by the time I pointed out to you. A cool barn over there. I just love this kind of stuff. Wish I had a barn. I do not have a barn. And you know, I think if I had a barn, my life would be perfect. So you can't have a perfect life. So maybe I just don't get to have a barn, you know, and that's cool. Other than that, I think it's perfect. Okay, so the GPS is telling me that it's 6.3 miles. Hopefully I got it punched in okay. It doesn't actually show where I'm headed to. So you know, something over here on the left, I don't know what that is exactly. A little store or something. I don't know. Then you've got this abandoned house over here. Looked like a pretty nice house considering it was abandoned. I mean, the bones of it. Kind of close to this road, but other than that, I thought it was pretty cool. Okay, 5 miles. Trader Bob's over there on the right. We just passed it. By the time I mentioned it, I don't think you could see it. I wonder what Trader Bob trades for. White Way Grill. I know I've said it before in this video, but in 2 weeks you won't recognize this place. There'll be so much green. All the trees. 2 weeks to 30 days, but I don't think it'll be 30 days. Nope. Don't think it will be. Look at these structures off and to the left. It's like a church. An old-time church, I would guess. Metal roof. That's something you see a lot around here. You see metal roofs. And new, you know, on newer houses, older houses, doesn't matter. They, people who like them really swear by them. They say, wow, you know, you ought to get a metal roof. My brother used to say that he liked the rain, the sound of the rain on a metal roof. I think it would put you to sleep pretty quick. Okay, Roan Mountain. This is the town of Roan Mountain. Now we need to find the state park. World's largest natural rhododendron gardens. Cool. Roan Mountain Business Complex. Roan Mountain Auto Sales. Doesn't look like it's around anymore.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Main Street.
Roan Mountain State Park. Well, I think we just found where we're going. Okay, I have to shut off my GPS or it'll scream at me. Maybe I'll pull over the side and do that.
In 500 feet, turn left onto Stratton Street.
Okay, I get you. I can shut you down now because I don't know if it'll do that or not. Okay. Dave Harrell Memorial Bridge. Wow, it looks pretty down in there.
Take the next left onto Stratton Street.
GPS is not quite done.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Cherry Street. Take the next left onto Cherry Street, then turn left onto Main Street.
Okay. We've got that GPS. I got the volume turned down. I didn't want to play with it, get in an accident, shut it off. It was too complex. But I could do that. Wanted me to punch in my password. Anna's needed. Hey! Wow, this is beautiful in here, isn't it? I heard somebody say that. No, I'm just kidding. It was like somebody would, though. If you're watching it and you was thinking, hey, this is beautiful, I'm with you. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's that, river. You know the water is cold as can be. And somehow I'd love to go put my hands in it. This road follows the river. That was pretty typical for really old roads. They always, they knew if they followed the river, they'd have a pretty consistent way. They wouldn't have to go up some massive mountain or something. They could just follow the river. It was an easy way to get to point A to point B. A lot of trains do that, even to this day, because the train tracks were set down next to the river. I hope you guys can see that. That's absolutely gorgeous. And look at the snow in the mountains up ahead. Okay, this looks like we are in Roan Mountain State Park, I'm guessing. Let's see what this sign is telling us. Yeah, cabins, campground, swimming, park headquarters, and conference center. Where should we go first? Roan Mountain RV Park. Okay, so we're just running right up in here in the mountains or hills or whatever you wish to call these. Isn't there some? Can you see that river right over to the left there? A lot of white water in it. It's kind of cool. Somehow when you're back in here, you know, the world's changed so much, but when you're back in the mountains and in the hills and in a non-populated area, not too much has changed here. This pretty much is the way it always was. I mean, certainly for, I don't know how long this park's been here, but I think that it's probably been the same for a long time. Miller Farmstead. It's closed. It's probably open in the summertime. Picnic Shelter 1. Picnic Shelter 2. Carol Boone Bridge. Everything is Boone, and good reason for it. Cabins. I don't know. Should we take a drive up to the cabins and see what's going on up there? I'm thinking that might be kind of cool. Oops. Let's see if I can put this together without, I put it in second. Okay, so cabins. Let's see what the cabins are like. Oh, that's nice. Oh my gosh, look at that back in there to the right. I don't know if you can see it, but it's beautiful. And this one here as well. I like the other one because it's set back a little bit more. Oh boy, I think we're going to do a little walk around here. I don't know how much they're going to let us do this, but I don't want to infringe on someone. Okay. Let's shut her down and go for a walk around, okay? Okay, so here we are. Let's go ahead and show some of the beauty here. Maybe we could show the car. That's not bad, huh? But the cabins that we're going to go to are right up here. So they're actually all, maybe we'll walk through quite a few of them because they're all, here, let me flip it around for you. I don't know if you can see it because of the contrast. You've got the pavement area, but back in the woods, it's gorgeous in there. And if you can't see it now, do worry not. We will get to see it. Okay, so we're going to walk through. I'm inclined to say, let's walk through and see them all. I think that'd be a good idea. Very solid stairs here, very wide. I'd say they're 6 feet wide. So you can have certainly 3 or 4 people across. That one over there has got like a trailer and everything and a sign on the front. So I'm not going to go to that one. It's kind of big too. That might be where the people live or something. So let's walk up to this one. I don't know if these are actually rented at the moment. Beautiful. Let's see if we can get over here. Oh wow, this is nice. I like these things. Okay, very well made this one is too. I wouldn't mind cooking something on that, I'll tell you. These cabins they're not log cabins, of course, but they are very well built. I can see that. Let's see if I can get a back shot here. How's that? Is that pretty cool? I'm going to adjust this handle here a little bit. So if I go goofy all of a sudden, that is why. Let's go up these stairs. Wow. You know what? I don't think you can see in there too much, so I'm apologizing for that right away. But I can see in there. Let me adjust these things. And what I'm seeing, it looks pretty nice. I'm going to sneak around the back too to see if I can get some better lighting. Look at the deck. Now, just in case you're wondering, I know wide angle lenses make things look big, but I'm going to say that deck is like 8, 9, 10 feet, maybe 10 feet from the building out to the edge. And it's probably, if I step back all the way over here, it's probably like 20 feet. So that's pretty nice. I mean, I could come in here and I would love to rent a cabin here. It is so cool. Sometime if I'm going to get lost and relax a little bit, I imagine they're booked up in advance, so that's probably going to be an issue, but other than that, I would think that it'd be really cool. Something this nice, you know it's going to be hard. Number 3, we just looked at number 3. Let's walk back around the side and see if we can get some better lighting so I can show you what the inside looks like. I really can't. Man, I'm so sorry. Maybe we'll find another cabin where I can do better. Boy, it's beautiful here. You know, I don't know. I don't think they're rented right now, but maybe now would be a good time just to rent them and just say, hey, you know, maybe they don't rent them this time of year. I don't know. This one you might be able to see in a little bit better. Maybe if I go up to the top. I don't know. I can see in this one a little better. It's like they've got a nice leather or vinyl. If it's vinyl, it's very high quality sofa. And you've got what appears to be like an arts and crafts table in the back. I will tell you this much. Very well done. Very well done. Looks like someone slept in there recently. Should probably get the camera out of there. So, and I guess everyone has one of those barbecue setups, which is nice. These guys are still down there. When maybe I'll go down and talk to them right now where I can, because I'd like to find out for you guys and also for me if these things can be rented and when. I think they're taking off, so maybe I won't be able to, but I'm going to flip it around because I don't know if these guys want to be videotaped or not, but I'm going to ask them some questions. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
So are these rentable right now, or do you have to book them up a year in advance, or what's the scoop on that?
You can book them if there's an empty one. You can book one right now.
That's interesting. So when do they like get? How much does a cabin cost? You know. By the way, you're not being videotaped. I got it facing towards me.
Well, over $150 a night.
Oh, I'll tell you what. It's really nice inside. It's dark and hard to see, but they're really nice. I really like them.
Have you been inside?
No. Thank you. I'm just looking at them and I'm saying, my gosh, they are so well made and everything.
Yeah, this is one of the plain ones. Hold on a minute. Maybe. Oop, on key. Hold on.
You're like me, you have too many keys, not enough doors. I have keys that I know go to nothing. Wow. Let me see if I can show. Oh my gosh, I can. There's enough light in here.
Sturdy. I thought it was.
Wow.
My bad.
Now is this? That feels like leather, man.
Fake.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a good fake leather, and that was like arts and crafts. And you got a wood stove.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like wood heat. I'm telling you. And I noticed that on the right outside, you guys even supply the wood apparently or something. But I saw some places with wood.
Yeah, the wood boxes are little brown boxes right down here.
Wow, that's
We
fantastic.
have 4 of them over here and 3 more in cabins 21 through 30.
Cool. And look at here. You've got a screen, so in case you want to look at the fire, not only is it good for heat, it's good for aesthetics. Oh man, you can go upstairs too.
Yeah, there's a loft upstairs.
And you've got a bedroom down there and a bathroom down there. Okay, 2 bedrooms up here. Looks like twins. How cool. That's nice. It hasn't been made up. So what you're seeing is, oh my gosh. I think I want to live here. I will give you my house.
Okay.
But we travel around the country with old cars.
Got the Ford down here?
Yeah.
Don't shoot me, I took a picture of it.
No.
I thought that's sweet.
It's very low mileage, 1936, 35, and it's documented with 63,000 miles. It's been written up in magazines and everything. I also have a 58 Morgan. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah.
You do?
Morgans, Tuckers.
Yeah. This is beautiful. I'm telling you, and you say it's about 150 miles.
Studebakers.
Yeah, my dad was a collector of cars. He used to sell one car to get another one. That's how he did it. And so, you know, he was always sad to sell the car that he had, but man, and these are wide. Was this floor recycled from somewhere? Because it looks cool.
Yeah. These are original floors. These cabins here, the first 20,
Yeah.
were built in the late 70s.
Wow.
About 77, 78.
And here's one of the bathrooms. I think they're made.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, so much light here. No, this is beautiful. $150 a night. I'm in.
It's like 150 plus tax, something worth it earned.
But around the summertime, it's obviously booked solid
Yeah.
because there's no way.
Yeah. These things stay reserved a year in advance.
Really, but this time of year, now we're talking April. You can
You
can
probably
get
get
in.
them. You can probably get in right now from now up to about Friday.
Really? Okay, so I just got done talking with a gentleman here who does maintenance here. And like many of the people in the South, they're highly respectable people and they treat everybody accordingly. If you go in and you act respectable towards them, man, they are kind to you. He let us in that cabin
He had no reason to, other than it was an act of kindness. He had things he had to do, but he stopped what he was doing to let us into a cabin. Now, he does say that there is possibility that there might be some availability right now. They've got a lot of cabins here. And look at this. Oh my gosh, it's like a little road. Oh my gosh, it's kind of like, I don't know what it would feel like to live in the 1800s in Tennessee, but I'm thinking this might be a kind of a feeling for it, you know? Really. Look at this. Just walk right up here. All these little cabins. You know, life is good. We have to remember that. Now, you try to get in here in July, I don't think that's going to happen. But there's so much here. I think I'm just going to walk to the top of this crown here. And then I'll try to videotape the surroundings, like do a 180 or maybe a 360. Okay. Now with this wide angle lens, you're not probably going to be able to see everything I want to show you. But there is that cabin right up ahead, and if between these two trees here, you know where you see the barbecue in the middle? Up on that hill, there's another one. Then over here, there's at least a couple more. Beautiful, especially this time of year. I mean, if you come in the summertime, that would be wonderful too. But the truth of the matter is, look how peaceful it is right now. No, I'll take now. I'll take now. This is gorgeous. And it's beautiful too. Okay, so maybe it's, I don't think it's 20 degrees cooler here. In fact, is on this day, I don't think it's cooler at all. Maybe 5 degrees. But I feel so lucky and so privileged with my life that I was lucky enough to be able to retire in a place I love so dearly. And when I say retired, I'm not retired like normal people. I'm gonna be on some kind of business going back out to the West Coast, and I gotta work for a month, do real hard physical work, but I love that too. I love the fact that I can take days here and do things like this, and I can work in the recording studio. It's a gift from God, and we should all remember that. I'm so thankful. Now these were built in the 70s, he said, the first 20. I don't know how many there are today. But man, you know, I wouldn't even mind being here in a rainstorm. I was thinking if the weather was this beautiful, but wouldn't the weather be just as beautiful in a heavy rainstorm? I'm thinking it would be. You know, can you imagine, just for a second, I want you to think and envision this porch. I'm going to get back in the corner. And I want you to envision it pouring down rain. The heaviest rain you ever saw. Oh my gosh. If that was the case, I'd probably sleep in one of these rocking chairs here at night. Oh my gosh. Whoa. We were just talking about the weather. Okay, it's cooler than I thought. Let's see if I can get this so you guys can read it. The meter on the camera, you know, is always going to be an average, so I can't let it be backlit. But look at it, it looks like 48.5 degrees. It's just that I'm out walking, so it is colder here. I was wrong. 48.5, but still not 20, more like 12. So 11.5, 12. Wow. Beautiful. I have been given another great gift. You know, it's easy to say what we don't have. But if we look around, let's look at the things that we do. And today, I just drove here at random because everybody had told me Roan Mountain is beautiful. Well, someday I will rent one of these cabins. And it'll be a very special time for me. Not that this isn't. Everything here is so beautiful. Let's do a 360. All the cabins. Back in there where we just walked. We just walked up on that path right there. And walked right on up into there. That was the cabin that we walked on, and I talked about the possibility of the rain. Cool. Oh, look at here. So if you rent one of these for your 150 bucks, I mean, my gosh, $150. I can tell you for a fact, when I travel around the country, you can easily pay $150 for something not all that great in the wrong communities. But look at this. Not only do you get a beautiful cabin, but you can come down here and pick your wood. And I'm going to tell you, a guy who heats his house with a wood stove, I can go ahead and tell you this is good burning wood. It's small, so it's not going to burn all the way through the night. But it's going to burn pretty nice. Should start pretty easy. I don't know what the scoop is with this. Looks like that might be recycled. Somebody might have burned that, or it could have been lightning. I don't know. Somebody might have burned that and they took it out and they cleaned it and whatever. And then here they even supply you with the totes, I guess, to take your firewood. I'm guessing that's what this is for. We're at the campground, so it's kind of nice, actually. I'm not going to get into the campground part because there's kind of some restrictions there, but let's see if I can bring you over a little bit closer to here. Here's a playground, and I think it's a pretty nice one. I think kids would love this. You know, it's just a fact. Any youngster would love to play on that. Maybe even one that wasn't so young. And then over here we have a series of picnic tables. I mean, those could be used, when the place is really crowded. To give you some reference, the Ford is over there. And people keep on coming in. It's just a weekend, and people are really enjoying themselves here. I know you can go for hikes and all kinds of stuff here. Should we go down and see the river? And there's now there's a bench I like. On the other side I see picnic benches and that kind of stuff, and I don't know, technically I don't think I'm supposed to do this, but hopefully I will not get in trouble. My intention is not to cause any problems. Oh, now look at that. Tell me What do you think? Be honest. Isn't that beautiful? Now here's a path down, because they know you're going to walk down here. You know. Little stumble there. Look at all the swings. They're really cool because they look old. Again, that's where I'm at. If it's old, it's cool. Okay. I'm gonna adjust something here. Hey, should an old man get on a swing? I don't know how I can swing with one hand, but I'm going to try to. If this video ends abruptly, you'll know why. Woo! Oh yeah. Let me see if I can pump. I'm kind of going sideways. Okay, I should turn this around if I don't get too dizzy. Whoa! Oh, it's good to be alive, isn't it? Every moment of your life. You know, life is crazy, and yet it's wonderful. Okay, now over here is where the brooks, that this kind of thing that I like. I mean, the big river is good, and I love that, and I really admire them. But there's something about a creek that moves quickly, and I want you to notice how clear this is. Now, sometimes you get in after a big storm in Tennessee, and I'm going to tell you, the water can get muddy. I don't know about this one. This one looks like a quick moving river. Often is very clean, clear water. And I think that's what we have. We have that here. So I think this is cool. Yeah, if my wife had been here, I would have made her push me on the swing. What do you think? Would I have been in trouble if I had asked her to do that? Would I have been lazy? Look at the trees. Now this is common when you have woods like this. The trees are just fall, you know, and that's normal. And now, if these were my woods, I'd cut them up and burn them, and that keeps the woods, you know, clean. But on the other hand, this is more natural, you know. I was referring to that big one back there, if you can see it, but this one would be just as true. I'd cut that up with my chainsaw. Not if I was here and looking for firewood, I wouldn't. But now here's something here too. You see that? This is likely a very healthy tree, but I'd cut that off to protect it. And you don't cut it all the way off to the base of the tree, because now we know that if you do that, that can cause heart rot. That's where water gets inside the tree. So you keep it, you know, you keep a little, you know, a little, I think of the right word, stub, I guess, would be the right word. Now I do want to say one thing. You wouldn't want to be here when a tree like this was falling. But you can see, if you look, you maybe can't because of the wide angle lens, but that's been derooted is what happened to that tree. Sometimes, I don't think in this case, but sometimes they continue to live. They fall like that and they'll continue to live. Here's some more over here. Now, these have been cut up. You know, personally, if I was at the park and they were cut up like this. They're not natural when they're cut up, so I would use them for firewood, and they probably do. That's my guess. These will become firewood for the cabins. Let's see if we can get down here close to the river. Yeah, we just looked at the contributory, but this is the, I don't know if it's a main river or a still, but it is, I bet you can hear it. Beautiful. I mean, if I was to have a cabin, I'd probably want the little tiny one next to me. But hot summer's night by this river, I'd be sleeping like a log. Is that what they say? Sleeping like a log? I don't know. It's something like that. You tell me in the comments. Now, I've seen in different parts of the country where they build bridges that actually constrict the water flow. I am thinking that this bridge would not constrict the water flow unless tree limbs and stuff were massively there. Look at it, it's got three, I don't know what you call that, three passages, I guess. Let's walk right up next to the river. It's the same distance, but much more beautiful. There are the buds just coming out. That's what Tennessee does this time of year in many parts of the world. It's a gorgeous time. A renewance of life. Let's go back up our little trail of rocks here. Wow. I don't know if you guys can see that. We're gonna go over there. Again, breaking the rules a little bit. But I think in Tennessee, they would realize you mean no harm. You're not trying to cheat the system. Wow. Look at the natural rocks sitting in the riverbed. I'm going to walk over here so I can get a better view. Now, is that beautiful or what? I keep on saying that, but is it not true? And you can follow that river right up into the underbrush. I think of the Robert Frost poem. You guys know which one I'm talking about? to where it bent under the underbrush. I believe were the words Robert Frost. And admired by many, but it was meant in sarcasm to his friend who couldn't make decisions when he traveled through the woods. He didn't know which way to go. But he wrote this poem that became iconic in its time and beyond, and likely forever. His meaning of it didn't really matter. It's what you get out of it. It's kind of like a Bob Dylan song. What he meant by it is not relevant, and I think he would even say that. It's about what the person gets out of it. You know, what they think it means. And for Robert Frost in his poem, it was about which road to take, and the one you didn't take would also have been a great road, a path in life. And that's true for all of us. The path not taken. Two roads diverged in a wood. And so on. I've got somebody admiring my old Ford. That's not uncommon. The park ranger was talking to me earlier. He took a picture of it, and he asked if that was okay. Of course it is.
That yours?
Yeah. How you doing today?
I had to see you.
Yeah, 1935.
Really?
Yes, sir. Well, I thought I would sign off here maybe. I think this is a pretty good place. I'm not too far from Roan Mountain. Door wants to open on me because of the angle of the hill. It's beautiful here. Absolutely. Gorgeous. Let's go ahead and show everything what I'm seeing here. It's so cool because when I'm on my drives and everything, people are so friendly. They all want to talk to me because of the car. But people in Tennessee are just generally friendly people anyways. You know, and throughout a lot of the country, there's a lot of great people in this country, and we need to remember that. We need to be thinking about the great people of this country, not only in our past, but potentially in our future as well. And look down here. I'm going to walk over to the edge. Yeah, people beeping their horns and waving at me and giving me the thumbs up. It's good to be alive. If you look down there real careful, you can see it goes down into like a little hollow, and then it comes up the other side. But another couple, 3 or 4 weeks, and you won't be able to see any of that. It'll all be green. It's pretty quiet here. You can go long periods of time on this road without seeing any traffic or anybody. Yes, places like that still do exist. Look at the rock formations over here. I can cross the street without very little risk. There's no traffic. Look at the water from the melting snow. You hear a big jet in the distance. I don't know if you can hear that water or not. Look at the icicles. There's an area that I wanted to stop at a little while ago, but the pull-off area was tiny, and I thought, no, I'll wait for a better one. But there were a lot of really cool icicles there. Now you know why there are certain places in the country that are absolutely gorgeous. And it's not just Tennessee, but it is Tennessee as well. Peace and tranquility and everything that's fantastic about life. Look at these marks on the ground. I bet you anything these were caused by a snowplow. Want to make some comments on that? Do you think, you look at the angle of it and everything. They pushed the snow there and then picked up their plow and moved on. Left the gravel and stuff. Wow, I've had just a fantastic day today. I hope you have as well. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming along. It's meant a lot to me. And every time you make a comment, that means a lot to me too. This isn't about money or success or anything. It's about sharing and having you along for the ride.
Ah, I got a car coming. Honda minivan. So, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, or even a part. If you only enjoyed it a small fraction of what I did, that would please me, because I've really had a fantastic time today. And it was great being, if I could have just spent it by myself, it would have been fine. But to share it with people, that's truly what it's all about. And to kind of give it to somebody else as well. So if you've enjoyed it, please comment, tell me that. If you think I can improve, tell me that. If you think it's worth a thumbs up, please. And if you want to subscribe, don't go for the button quite yet. I'm going to fix that. You have to go to the main channel and sub, okay? Take it easy. Thank you so very much. Until next time. This has been America's Backroads, and my name is Charles Shawcross. Thank you so much. Bye-bye now.